The tendon in the ocelot monster's tail is worth a lot of money. LuoFeng's ghost blade made a cheese sound as it sliced open the ocelot monster's tail and took out the transparent tendon. He looked at Wei Tai on the side and laughed. Brother Tai sure is Brother Tai. When the twin-tailed ocelot rammed into you, you almost spat out blood and scared me. But now it looks like Brother Tai is fine. Are you stupid? If you don't spit out blood, are you going to hold on? That'll cause more damage. Wei Tai laughed as he scolded. Alright, hurry up and collect them one by one, laughed Jingu. The 6 members of the Firehammer Squad were in a good mood. Captain Gao Feng squatted next to the twin-tailed ocelot's corpse as he dissected it. Of course, the twin-tailed ocelot's corpse is the hardest to dissect. LuoFeng brought luck to our squad. On the first day, we killed 2 commander-level monsters, laughed Gao Feng as he dissected. Ah, Captain, you have to reward me for this. I was the one who pushed for LuoFeng to come in, laughed Jingu. The group of people laughed happily. As if his tail was on fire, LuoFeng's eyes instantly widened. With LuoFeng's reaction speed, which allowed him to dodge a large amount of rubber bullets in the reaction speed test, he could almost instinctively determine the blurry image that caused the air to vibrate was a bullet. Its speed was more than 10 times faster than the rubber bullets in the reaction speed test. LuoFeng didn't even have time to yell. The extreme nervousness caused LuoFeng's body to instantly produce large amounts of adrenaline. His heart rate increased to a shocking rate, all the hairs on his body stood up, and his nerves were stretched to an unprecedented limit. Even the spiritual force in his realm of consciousness quickly spread out and covered his entire body. A life or death crisis. A human survival instinct caused LuoFeng's entire body and spirit to instantly reach their peak. Pu. The armor-piercing bullet tore through the air and shot towards LuoFeng's head. LuoFeng's ghost blade, which he used to cut open the ocelot's tail, almost reflexively swung it away. His entire body strength was pushed to its limit, and his waist, which was the center of his body's strength, was able to instantly unleash a second wave of strength after unleashing the first wave. When the conditions are right, success will follow. In the face of a life or death crisis, when his spirit and body reached their peak, LuoFeng's body naturally released a second wave of energy. 9-stage Thunderblade, first stage. He actually succeeded just like that. Bloody Shadow Saber's speed skyrocketed. Speed up. LuoFeng's spiritual force instinctively acted on his blade, causing it to speed up even more. Slow down. His spiritual force didn't hesitate at all and directly acted on the armor-piercing bullet that was flying towards him. The speed of the armor-piercing bullet dropped from 4 times the speed of sound to 1 times the speed of sound. With a clang sound, LuoFeng's ghost blade directly struck the armor-piercing bullet. The tip of the armor-piercing bullet caved in, and the entire bullet bounced off. The other armor-piercing bullet was shot towards Captain Gao Feng's head. According to the Tiger Fang Squad's plan, Zhang Ze Hu's goal was to kill LuoFeng, and the strongest member of the Firehammer Squad was Gao Feng, so these 2 bullets were prepared for LuoFeng and Gao Feng. Gao Feng, who was squatting next to the body of the double-tailed ocelot, had his back to the bullet, so he didn't see the armor-piercing bullet at all. Pooh! The dagger in Gao Feng's hand suddenly cut open the ocelot's fur. The sudden force caused his body to sway, and the bullet that was originally aimed at his head suddenly missed. Just as he was about to marvel at the toughness of the ocelot's fur, whoosh! The extremely fast armor-piercing bullet flew past Gao Feng's ear, and the strong air current caused Gao Feng's ear to instantly bleed. Peng! The armor-piercing bullet fiercely shot into Zhang Ke's shoulder, who was next to Gao Feng. That shot, which was enough to burst open a low-level commander's armor, instantly shattered the muscles and bones in Zhang Ke's shoulder. With a boom, Zhang Ke's right arm was sent flying, and with a poochie sound, fresh blood sprayed out like water. H! Zhang Ke screamed in pain. A sniper rifle bullet. Gao Feng looked at the fresh blood that sprayed out of Zhang Ke's broken arm, which even sprayed onto Gao Feng. This caused Gao Feng's eyes to turn red and he roared, "Enemy attack! Which bastard is it?" Wei Tai and Wei Qing also roared. As they roared in anger, almost everyone in the Firehammer Squad moved quickly. No one dared to stand still when a sniper was aiming at them. Just now, the Captain Gao Feng had been lucky enough to let the bullet graze his ear because his body had swayed when he had used too much force to cut his fur. Peng, 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 peng. 4 consecutive gunshots. Over there. Gao Feng, LuoFeng, and the others all stared in the direction of the gunshots with red eyes. On the distant rooftop, a few shadows flashed and disappeared. "It's the Tiger Fang Squad," said Gao Feng as he clenched his teeth. "Tiger Fang." LuoFeng couldn't see it clearly. The distance was so far and the Tiger Fang Squad disappeared in an instant. To see it clearly requires amazing eyesight. And a fighter's hearing and eyesight increase along with their fitness level. Out of the 6 members of the Firehammer Squad, Captain Gao Feng's fitness level is close to that of an intermediate-level warlord. He was the only one who could see it clearly. Tiger Fang Squad? The Tiger Fang Squad that Zhang Ze Hu is in? LuoFeng couldn't help but to be furious. Of course, he did some research on this Zhang Ze Hu and knew that Zhang Ze Hu was a member of the Tiger Fang Squad. He actually wants to kill me? Ice cold. LuoFeng truly felt that fighters don't get along well with each other. Zhang Ke. Old Zhang. Everyone surrounded him. LuoFeng also ran to Zhang Ke's side. Zhang Ke's face was pale as he laid on the ground. His right shoulder was completely shattered by the armor-piercing bullet, and his right arm flew off a long time ago. Even the battle uniform on his body had some cracks. The power of this shot was way too great. Zhang Ke's face was pale as Qinggu hurriedly helped to stop the bleeding. "It's me, Zhang Ke. You took this shot for me." Zhang Ke covered his ears. Brother Zhang LuoFeng also clenched his fists and his eyes were red. It was Brother Zhang and Brother Qin who brought him into the Firehammer Squad. Not good. Gao Feng's face changed. Run. Just now the Tiger Fang Squad shot a total of 6 bullets. 2 of them were shot towards Luo Feng and Gao Feng, while the other 4 were shot towards the surrounding monsters. At this time the angry roars of the monsters resounded in the surroundings. Everyone in the Firehammer Squad immediately understood why the Tiger Fang Squad shot 4 more bullets. So devious. They're going to kill all of us. Hurry and run. Wei Qing carried Zhang Ke, who had lost a lot of blood, and the group immediately sprinted. Rumble, a large amount of iron fur boars appeared on the street in front of them. Each of the iron fur boars was huge, and when a few hundred of them ran over, it was as if there was an earthquake. Everyone in the Firehammer Squad was shocked. Right when they were about to change direction, a huge tremor came from behind them. An even more shocking amount of monsters ran over. Not only were there horned boars in this monster horde, but there were also lion mastiffs. There were over 1,000 monsters in this monster horde. We're in big trouble. The faces of everyone in the Firehammer Squad changed. "Climb over the wall," commanded Gao Feng. The Firehammer Squad swiftly climbed over the broken wall. At this time the monsters, who were infuriated by the 4 bullets from the sniper rifle, only knew that only humans have these devious and terrifying hidden weapons. When they saw the humans climb over the wall, they were almost in unison. Rumble. The horned wild boars lowered their heads and slammed into the wall. The wall, which had been exposed to the elements for decades, collapsed almost instantly. More than 1,000 monsters rushed towards them in a dense horde. The Firehammer Squad turned around and their faces couldn't help but to change. "Brothers, we're going to die this time. Let's run for our lives. If we can survive, then we'll all die for sure." As they ran, Captain Gao Feng yelled with red eyes, "This fucking Tiger Fang Squad, if I Gao Feng don't die this time, I'll make them pay with their blood." Everyone scatter and run. Wei Tai and Wei Qing also clenched their teeth. When surrounded by more than 1,000 monsters, even a warrior-level expert could only flee pathetically. Tiger Fang Squad, Zhang Ze Hu. Luo Feng had a feeling that the other side's attack this time was probably because he forced Zhang Ze Hu to spend 100 million last time. The Tiger Fang Squad wouldn't attack for no reason? Could it be because of me? Because of me Brother Zhang is like this? Luo Feng's heart was filled with guilt and killing intent. Zhang Ze Hu. Tiger Fang Squad. Luo Feng's eyes were red. "Captain Brother Qin," roared Luo Feng. This roar caused Captain Gao Feng, the Weijia brothers, Qinggu, and the others to look at Luo Feng in shock. Luo Feng clenched his teeth and roared, "Follow me. We can all leave here alive." With a hoo-hoo sound, the throwing knives on Luo Feng's thigh instantly flew up and hovered around Luo Feng. The Tiger Fang Squad immediately moved forward. On the rooftop of a normal 6-story apartment building, Luo Feng's group swiftly rushed up to the rooftop. "Ka." The door to the rooftop was immediately shut. "Hurry, let old Zhang lie down," said Qinggu. "Get the medicine," said Gao Feng hurriedly. "With Zhang Ke's injuries, even if he bleeds, he'll die." Thankfully the bleeding stopped just now. However, such a heavy injury requires some basic treatment. After all, the distance between number 0201 County City and the military base is a full 3 days walk. With Zhang Ke's current condition, he needs to travel for 3 days? He definitely can't handle it. "Old Zhang, keep this in your mouth and replenish your energy." Qinggu took out a pill and put it in Zhang Ke's mouth. "Wei Tai, carefully treat Zhang Ke's injuries," commanded Gao Feng. The members of the Firehammer Squad were busy taking care of Zhang Ke. The pale-faced Zhang Ke's body was promptly replenished with energy, and his furrowed brows smoothed out. As the treatment continued, the members of the Firehammer Squad gradually relaxed. "Not bad," Luo Feng let out a sigh of relief. He looked at the pale-faced Brother Zhang, especially his right arm that disappeared along with half of his shoulder. He couldn't help but to feel guilty. Brother Zhang won't be able to use a spear in the future. His career as a fighter is over. Luo Feng believed that the Tiger Fang Squad's actions were most likely because of him. Luo Feng also felt very guilty towards Brother Zhang. Tiger Fang Squad. Zhang Ze Hu. Luo Feng's heart was filled with rage. "I, Luo Feng, swear that I'll make you pay with your blood and let you know the feeling of being annihilated." Tiger Fang Squad, these bastards, they're trying to annihilate our entire Firehammer Squad. Qinggu couldn't help but to curse. King Tiger Fang Squad will definitely get revenge, howled Wei Tai. "These bastards, I Gao Feng will make them regret this." Gao Feng clenched his fists and then looked towards Luo Feng. "Thankfully we have Luo Feng this time, so we can." "Yeah, Luo Feng, how can you teleport?" Suddenly the entire Firehammer Squad, including Zhang Ke, who was lying on the ground, looked towards Luo Feng. Gao Feng, the Weijia brothers, Qinggu and the others who originally thought that they were going to die, were all stunned when they saw 6 throwing knives hovering around Luo Feng's body. Qinggu even fiercely blinked twice. Indeed, they didn't see wrong. These throwing knives were indeed hovering without anything supporting them. Spirit reader. Telekinesis. Luo Feng's a spirit reader? Various thoughts popped up in Gao Feng and the others' heads. They were all so excited that their faces were flushed red. Gao Feng even yelled, "Listen to Luo Feng, follow Luo Feng." Rumble, the crazed monster horde started running, causing the broken cement ground to split open. Even the broken buildings on the side were shaken to the point that powder fell off. There's an old saying, 10,000 horses galloping, but every single monster here is 10 to 100 times stronger than the warhorses of the past. Over 1,000 monsters galloping is even scarier than 10,000 horses galloping. Left. Luo Feng yelled. Immediately the other members of the Firehammer Squad followed Luo Feng and fiercely charged towards the left. Wei Qing was carrying Zhang Ke, who had lost a lot of blood. Roar, howl. The stench of a monster spread out. Because they didn't run away and instead ran towards the left, Luo Feng's group instantly collided with the monster horde that was chasing after them. The stench of the monster horde filled their noses. At this time Luo Feng clenched his teeth and his gaze was cold. The 6 throwing knives that were hovering around him instantly moved. Whoosh. The 6 throwing knives instantly became illusions. Puchi. The throwing knife directly pierced through the head of a charging lion mastiff. Brain matter also flew out along with the throwing knife. And this throwing knife, under the control of spiritual force, instantly pierced through another monster's head at an astonishing speed. 6 throwing knives. In the blink of an eye, the 30 or so monsters closest to Luo Feng's group all had their heads pierced through. Fresh blood and brain matter flew everywhere. Howl. Rumble. Amidst the shrill roars of the beasts, the 30 or so monsters that were running at top speed all collapsed with a loud bang. When they collapsed, they even slid along the ground for more than 10 meters due to the inertia. For a moment, the Firehammer Squad was left with a large number of monster corpses on the ground behind them. Gao Feng, Chenggu, the Wei brothers and the pale-faced Zhang Ke were all shocked. They already knew that spirit readers were very strong, but this was too abnormal. Buzz buzz buzz. Each of the 6 flying knives transformed into a stream of light. As long as there was a monster within a 20-meter radius, it would be instantly pierced through its head. This precise control was also very frightening. This rate of consumption of spiritual force is way too fast. Luo Feng was also shocked. Every time the throwing knife pierced the monster's head, it would consume quite a bit of energy. The skulls of these monsters were much harder than ordinary mountain rocks. Now that he had only killed more than 50 monsters in one go, he had consumed a lot of spirit power. Chenggu, who was behind Luo Feng, yelled in shock. Damn, this spirit reader is too sick. Even if there are 1,000 monsters, we can kill them all. Don't talk nonsense, it's such a big commotion. The longer we drag this out, the more monsters we'll attract. Right now there's 1,000 and in a bit, there'll be 5,000 monsters surrounding us. If we drag this out, there might even be 10,000 monsters surrounding us. And there'll be quite a few commander-level monsters among them. How do you kill spirit readers? Do you think that spirit readers don't need to use their spiritual force to kill monsters? Gao Feng laughed as he scolded. The Firehammer Squad was still in the mood to chat under the attack of the monsters. One can imagine that Gao Feng, Chenggu, and the others weren't under any pressure at all. All the monsters were killed by the flying throwing knives. Climb over the wall, commanded Luo Feng. The sprinting Firehammer Squad arrived in front of a wall and jumped over it one by one. Even though quite a few monsters died in the horde behind them, the monsters were all crazily bloodthirsty and weren't afraid of death. They howled as they continued to charge forward, but the sprinting Firehammer Squad had their heads pierced through. Any monster that approached Luo Feng's throwing knife domain had their heads pierced. Note. As of now, Luo Feng's body fitness level has barely reached the boundary of an advanced level warrior. His spiritual force is usually 2 levels higher than his body fitness level. Then his spiritual force has reached the bottom line of an intermediate level warlord. Spirit readers are the scariest existences among fighters. They can easily kill existences of the same level. With his telekinesis, Luo Feng can stay far away from the monsters and use his throwing knives to stab them to death. However, as of now, Luo Feng can only use 2 throwing knives at the same time to ensure that his throwing knives are at their strongest. The more throwing knives he uses, the weaker the power of each throwing knife becomes. Indeed, Luo Feng can use hundreds of throwing knives at once, but not only will the power decrease, but he won't even be able to guarantee his accuracy. With 6 throwing knives, Luo Feng can guarantee that each throwing knife can deal with a low-level commander-level monster, and his accuracy can also be guaranteed. With 2 throwing knives, Luo Feng can guarantee that they can deal with an intermediate-level commander-level monster. Rumble, the fearless monsters smashed through the wall. Puchi. As soon as they got close to the sprinting Firehammer Squad, the monsters were instantly killed. Fresh blood and brain matter flew everywhere, and the corpses of the monsters behind them fell into chaos. As the Firehammer Squad turned a corner in the distance, they immediately lost quite a few monsters. At this time, the Tiger Fang Squad has already run far away. The Firehammer Squad attracted a large amount of monsters, which decreased the number of monsters on the surrounding roads. The Tiger Fang Squad quickly advanced far away. When they reached a new monster area, the Tiger Fang Squad's speed once again slowed down as they carefully advanced. What happened just now? You didn't kill a single one? The Tiger Fang captain frowned as he asked. Captain, I just shot at the Firehammer Squad's captain Gao Feng, but that Gao Feng was dissecting a monster's corpse. Coincidentally, he was using his dagger, so his body tilted and the armor-piercing bullet flew past his head. It heavily injured another member of the Firehammer Squad, causing that member's arm to explode. However, I'm not sure if he's dead or alive, said the skinny Xiao. That Gao Feng was lucky. Zhang Ze Hu frowned as he looked at the other person. Dong Zi, I told you to kill Luo Feng, how come he's not dead? At that time the distance was far and the bullet was fast. Only the two snipers with sniper rifles and optical sights could clearly see what happened at that moment. That Luo Feng. The sniper called Zhang Ze hesitated for a bit before saying, "His luck is pretty good. When I fired, he was cutting the monster's fur, so he took the opportunity to swing his blade and hit my armor-piercing bullet." This was the only thing Dong could say, since he didn't think that Luo Feng's reaction speed was fast enough to hit the armor-piercing bullet. Then it can only be luck. After all, to be able to hit an armor-piercing bullet requires a ridiculous amount of eyesight and accuracy. Damn, this Luo Feng is so lucky. Zhang Ze Hu couldn't help but to curse. But don't worry. The sniper, Zhang Ze, laughed. Our 4 shots from before have already caused the monster horde to surround the only human Firehammer squad that they can find. There are over 1,000 monsters. No matter how powerful the Firehammer squad is, they're definitely done for. No. The Tiger Fang captain shook his head. Not necessarily. If the Firehammer squad split up and escaped, maybe 1 or 2 of them might survive. As he said that, the Tiger Fang captain let out a smile. Of course, just 1 or 2 of them surviving won't pose any threat to our Tiger Fang squad. Captain, maybe they just happen to meet a war god level existence and can save them, laughed the one-eyed middle-aged man. To meet a war god level fighter in such a short amount of time in a county city? And to get this war god level fighter to help. The chances of that are much lower than winning the lottery. The Tiger Fang captain grinned. Alright, let's all head out. That old bastard is still moving around. We'll catch up as soon as possible. Yes. Luo Feng knew that when he controlled his throwing knife to save everyone, he also exposed his secret of being a spirit reader. Everyone probably guessed it by now, but you're all purposely looking at me like that. Alright, I admit it. Luo Feng let out a helpless smile. I'm a spirit reader. Ha, Qinggu happily laughed. Luo Feng, I wasn't wrong about you. Wei Qing and Wei Tai also let out a smile. A spirit reader also appeared in our Firehammer squad. Gao Feng smiled as he nodded. I believe that if the Tiger Fang squad knew that Luo Feng was this strong, they wouldn't dare to play dirty. If they knew that they offended a spirit reader, they would definitely regret it. If they knew that they had offended a spirit reader, they would definitely regret it. If they knew that they offended a spirit reader, they would definitely regret it. Zhang Ke, who was lying on the side, couldn't help but to say, the strongest members of the Tiger Fang squad are only 2 intermediate-level warlord fighters. And Luo Feng's current fitness level barely reached the advanced warrior level. According to the rules, spiritual force is 2 levels higher than the fitness level, so he should be at the intermediate-level warlord level. However, an intermediate-level warlord level spirit reader can definitely wipe out existences of the same level. They can even compare to fighters 1 level higher. Every fighter knows how terrifying a spirit reader is. They can definitely wipe out other fighters of the same level. No matter how powerful your blade technique, shield technique, or technique is, a spirit reader can hide far away and control the throwing knife to attack. And the throwing knife can instantly change directions, so its speed can definitely surpass the speed of sound. How can fighters of the same level fight? Luo Feng just needs to be careful. He can wipe out the entire Tiger Fang squad by himself. Qinggu grinned. This time the Tiger Fang squad messed with our Firehammer squad. This is the dumbest thing they've ever done. We were really lucky this time, Gao Feng sighed. Gao Feng's fitness level barely reached the intermediate level warlord level, but in front of a monster horde, he was useless. This is the difference between a regular fighter and a spirit reader. Brother Zhang. Luo Feng half squatted in front of Zhang Ke and looked at the pale Zhang Ke as he said quietly, this time the Tiger Fang squad attacked us probably because I offended the Zhang Ze Hu. This time, Brother Zhang, I broke your arm? I'm sorry. The Firehammer squad quietened down and looked at Luo Feng and Zhang Ke. Luo Feng. Zhang Ke smiled. Don't take everything on yourself. This time you saved our entire team. There's no doubt about that. As for me. Zhang Ke lowered his head and looked at the wound on his right shoulder. His right arm had long since disappeared into the herd of beasts. My life as an independent warrior is over. Zhang Ke sighed. Gao Feng, Qinggu, the Weijia brothers and Luo Feng were all silent. However, Zhang Ke revealed a smile. This is actually the best situation that I expected. I still remember the Grand Nirvana period when I was still a child. I came from that era and personally saw a large number of people being killed by monsters during the Grand Nirvana period. At that time, I swore that when I grow up, I will personally kill those monsters and become a hero. I've been working hard. Finally, I've become a martial artist, an independent martial artist. I will enter the wild to kill a large number of monsters and fulfill my childhood dream. I also became a hero in people's eyes. My wife worshipped me and eventually married me. My daughter has always been proud of having a powerful fighter for her dad. As time passed, I killed more and more monsters. Slowly, I got tired of it. Every time I come to the wild, my wife and child are always worried that I'll die. I'm also worried that I won't be able to see them again. But I don't have the courage to quit, Zhang Ke said slowly. It's been like this for the past 10 years. I've already gotten used to it. At this moment, Luo Feng didn't feel good. Family? He also has a brother and parents. They're all worried about him. This injury gave me a reason to quit, Zhang Ke slightly smiled. I've been tired of it for the past 10 years. In the future, I can also go to the dojo. With my accomplishments, I can definitely become an instructor in a district-level dojo of limits. More time I can spend with my wife and child. And behind me, you guys. To be able to become brothers with a spirit reader before quitting, haha, it's worth it. Luo Feng squeezed out a smile. Brother, enjoy your peaceful life, encouraged Gao Feng. If you need anything in the future, come find me. We've been together for 7 or 8 years, we're brothers in life and death. Okay, Zhang Ke smiled as he nodded, I won't be humble. If there's any trouble, I'll definitely come find you guys. Especially Luo Feng, I know that spirit readers have a period where their strength increases at an astonishing rate. Your strength will continue to increase. In the future, Luo Feng, you'll be amazing. If there's anything I need to trouble you with in the future, don't push it. Asking me to do something? Brother Zhang was the one who pushed him to join the Firehammer Squad. And Brother Zhang's crippling probably has something to do with me, so how can I not help? Brother Zhang, your problems are my problems, said Luo Feng. Zhang Ke nodded and then asked curiously, oh yeah Luo Feng, why have you been hiding the fact that you're a spirit reader? Mainly because I don't want too much trouble. Luo Feng shook his head as he smiled. Once the fact that I'm a spirit reader is exposed, I won't be able to live a peaceful life in the future. After becoming a fighter, he read many posts on the Home of Limits before realizing that it's best to keep his secret as a spirit reader a secret. Because once it's made public, he'll become the focus of the Dojo of Limits training. He'll first be sent to the Dojo of Limits World Headquarters, where he'll receive good training, good conditions, etc. He won't be able to maintain his peaceful life. Even though he occasionally comes to the wilderness, he can at least stay with his parents when he goes back. Okay. Gao Feng nodded. Luo Feng is right. Right now, whether it's the government army, dojos, families, etc., they're all crazily fighting over spirit readers. They were all frantically fighting over spirit readers. Once a spirit reader appeared, all the powers would fight over it. The government army will use all sorts of methods, so after the dojo finds out, they'll quickly move their spirit readers out of the country. Only after they form an agreement with the government army will they let the spirit readers come back. Spirit Reader Master was a trump card. Every spirit reader is very useful, enough to cause all the powers to fight over them. Even though they have special privileges, they'll lose the life of a normal fighter. Captain, I hope everyone can help me keep this a secret and don't make it public, said Luo Feng. Okay, of course not. Our fighter squad loves you, Luo Feng, to keep secrets, laughed Gao Feng. Chen Gu also nodded excitedly on the side. Yeah, our Firehammer squad has a spirit reader. Other fighter squads don't know about it, hee hee. If we show weakness to our enemies, they won't be on guard. If they mess with us, they'll be at a disadvantage. And when we hunt monsters in the future, we'll have an advantage. A trump card is only called a trump card if it's hidden. Once it's made public, it won't have any special effects. Yeah, in the future the captain will fight the monsters head-on while Luo Feng uses throwing knives to ambush them. One hit, one kill, Wei Tai couldn't help but to say. Wei Qing also said on the side. Yeah, Luo Feng will first use his blade to attack and make the monsters think that Luo Feng is using a blade. Then Luo Feng will secretly use throwing knives to catch them off guard. The monsters won't even have time to cry. With a spirit reader in the squad, the strength of the entire squad will explode by 10 times. The members of the Firehammer Squad were discussing about Luo Feng's future role in the squad. All of them were extremely excited. Clearly, the addition of a spirit reader is extremely beneficial to the Firehammer Squad. After a while, the members of the Firehammer Squad started to rest. The sky slowly darkened and they could see the stars in the sky. Under the stars, Luo Feng quietly sat on the edge of the rooftop and thought about the battle from before. In today's battle, when that armor-piercing bullet came, I actually used the first stage of the 9-stage Thunder Blade. As he thought about this, Luo Feng couldn't help but to stand up, walk to the side and pull out his ghost blade. Cool. With one step forward, the core area of the body's strength, the waist, almost instantly erupted with a burst of strength. But at the same time, the moment the muscle strength was transmitted to the arm, the waist area naturally, like the transmission of a wave, once again erupted with another burst of strength. 2 waves of power continuously entered his arm. Puchi. The ghost blade turned into a cold light and sliced across the sky. Indeed, I can already release one more wave of hidden force. With 2 waves of power combined, 70% plus 70% is 140%. Luo Feng also felt that his body had used up all of its energy after releasing one more wave of hidden energy. He had no way of releasing another wave of hidden energy. Even so, it's still pretty good. The 9-stage Thunder Blade is extremely hard to learn, so naturally he was able to reach the first stage in a moment of life and death. Then there's hope for him to continue improving in the future. Suddenly, a woo! A furious and unwilling howl of a wolf came from somewhere below. Under the starry sky, the members of the Firehammer Squad who were resting were startled awake. It's the howl of a wolf, said Gao Feng seriously. There's actually a wolf-type monster. Chingu also took in a deep breath. Every single wolf-type monster is not to be messed with. Wolf-type. Luo Feng was also shocked. These wolf-type monsters were very rare before the Grand Nirvana period, and they were extremely savage. After the Grand Nirvana, the wildness and savageness of these wolf-type monsters are who knows how many times stronger than before. They are also incredibly powerful. Whoosh! Luo Feng picked up his binoculars and sprinted to the edge of the rooftop. He followed the howl and looked down. With his high magnification and night vision binoculars, he quickly discovered that on a street around 2 miles away from him, there was a huge wolf that was around 3 meters tall and 5 to 6 meters long. The wolf's entire body was gray, with only a few white hairs on its forehead. Even from afar, Luo Feng could feel the killing intent this wolf was emitting. This is... Luo Feng compared it to the monster information in his memory. It's the hunter, Silver Moon Wolf. Chen Gu's shocked voice carried from the side. It's actually the king of wolf-type monsters, Silver Moon Wolf. Luo Feng couldn't help but to be stunned. Yeah, this is a Silver Moon Wolf. Silver Moon Wolf, the king of wolf-type monsters. Even the weakest adult Silver Moon Wolf is a medium-level commander. A commander-level Silver Moon Wolf's normal fur is gray. Once it fights, its fur will all turn silver-white. The tuft of silvery white hair on his forehead would turn blood-red in battle. It's famous for its cunning, craziness, and brutality. And its fur is worth an astronomical price in human society because it has many special uses. The Silver Moon Wolf's skull is incomparably hard, so its price is equally high. This is a high-level commander-level Silver Moon Wolf, Luo Feng judged based on its size. He couldn't help but to take in a breath of cold air, high-level commander level. And it's a Silver Moon Wolf. Not all high-level commander-level monsters are the same. How can a spirit reader of the same level be the same as a regular fighter? Silver Moon Wolves are much more brutal and powerful by nature. Look, its abdomen is injured and it's quite heavily, Wei Tai said in a low voice. Almost everyone on the scene turned their heads towards Captain Gao Feng. Captain, this is the king of wolves, Silver Moon Wolf. High-level commander-level monster. This Silver Moon Wolf is even more expensive than 10 high-level commander-level, Mastiff Tiger monsters. We'll make a huge profit with this, Chen Gu couldn't help but to say excitedly. Captain, hurry up and make a decision. Wei Tai on the side also couldn't help but to say, Captain, the Silver Moon Wolf is quickly advancing and will soon disappear from our field of vision. We can't hesitate. Even if the Silver Moon Wolf is heavily injured, it is still not something we can deal with. Gao Feng growled, wake up, don't be blinded by money. A heavily injured high-level commander is hard to come by. Not to mention the heavily injured Silver Moon Fierce Wolf of the Wolf Royal family. Encountering it was like winning the lottery. You have to know that an uninjured high-level commander-level Silver Moon Wolf is not even a human high-level warrior's opponent. Captain, I'll go try. Luo Feng said. Luo Feng. Gao Feng hesitated. You have one? I don't have full confidence in killing the Silver Moon Dire Wolf. After all, I haven't killed them before. But I'm 100% sure that I can escape with my life. Luo Feng laughed. He's a spirit reader, and the most enviable thing about a spirit reader is the ability to fly. Psychic power could only be used on inanimate objects. Luo Feng could instantly use his spiritual force on his alloy battle boots, allowing him to jump to an astonishing height. Then he placed the shield under his feet so that he could stand firm. Using his spiritual force to control the shield's flight, naturally Luo Feng can fly as well. Flying? This is the most enviable ability of spirit readers. Even war god level fighters can't help but be envious. This is also one of the reasons why spirit readers are fought over by all the forces in the world. Alright Luo Feng, be careful. If you can get it, then do it. If you can't, then don't force yourself. Safety first, Gao Feng instructed. Don't worry, smiled Luo Feng. With the shield and ghost blade in hand, Luo Feng directly jumped down from the rooftop of the 6-story apartment building. Oh. Luo Feng rapidly descended. A normal high-level warrior's body can handle the impact of falling from a height of 6 stories. However, Luo Feng isn't that stupid. A strong invisible force acted on his alloy battle boots, causing Luo Feng's speed to decrease. He easily landed on the ground of the sector below. Whoosh. Luo Feng immediately sprinted outwards like an agile monkey. With 2 leaps, Luo Feng arrived on the street. The other members of the Firehammer Squad on the rooftop watched carefully with their binoculars. This is Luo Feng's true strength. Wei Tai couldn't help but to exclaim, spirit readers are indeed the scariest group of fighters. This is way too scary. With the help of spiritual force, their speed, agility, etc. can reach an unbelievable level. And they can teleport, that's even more insane. Insane? Chen Gu couldn't help but to nod. Haha, so you guys should be happy. Gao Feng slightly smiled. A spirit reader joined our Firehammer Squad just like that. After hearing this, the other people instantly laughed. Captain, do you guys think Luo Feng can kill that Silver Moon Wolf? Laughed Zhang Ke, who was lying on the ground. Hard to say. Gao Feng hesitated. It's a high-level commander-level monster, and Luo Feng just stepped into the intermediate warlord level, spirit reader level. There's still hope for him against a slightly weaker high-level commander. But against a wolf king. Luckily this hunter, the Silver Moon Wolf, is already heavily injured. Luo Feng still has hope. There's still hope. The group of people held their binoculars and watched Luo Feng chase. Luo Feng was like a black bolt of lightning as he swiftly advanced on the street. This Silver Moon Wolf sure runs fast. Luo Feng took a shortcut and thought that he could stop the Silver Moon Wolf, but who would have thought that he would still be around a mile away from the wolf? It turned left? Luo Feng ferociously turned and jumped over the wall on the left into this abandoned residential sector. He followed the shortcut and chased after the Silver Moon Wolf. Howl. The 2 leisurely lying tiger mastiff monsters saw Luo Feng, a human, and immediately stood up and let out a low growl. As the ground shook, the 2 tiger mastiff monsters rumbled as they charged over. Luo Feng, who was running, didn't dodge at all and was too lazy to dodge. Poochie. Poochie. 2 throwing knives automatically flew out from Luo Feng's pants and transformed into 2 flowing lights. At such a close distance, the two tiger mastiffs couldn't dodge at all and their heads were directly pierced. The eyes of the two tiger mastiffs were filled with fear, and they quickly lost all signs of life and dimmed down. Rumble, the two charging tiger mastiffs directly fell to the ground, causing the ground to shake. The two flying throwing knives didn't even have a drop of blood on them as they drew an arc in the air and directly flew into LuoFeng's pants. LuoFeng silently jumped into the alley beside him. With a glance, he saw the silver moon wolf at the end of the alley around 100 meters ahead. Woo! The silver moon wolf stopped and stared at the human not far away. Silver moon wolf. A heavily injured silver moon wolf. LuoFeng's eyes flashed and a smile appeared on his face. That's good too. I'll use you to see how strong I am right now. As he said that, LuoFeng walked towards the silver moon wolf. The silver moon wolf stood in place quietly. The 3-meter-tall silver moon wolf's eyes flickered with a faint blood-red light. At the same time, the fur on its body seemed to be instilled with a strange energy, turning from gray to silver-white. For a moment, the silver moon wolf became dazzling. Even the tuft of white hair on its forehead had turned blood-red. It had a silver-white body and a blood-red crown. This was the silver moon fierce wolf. LuoFeng advanced step by step, always on guard. Just as the distance between him and the silver moon wolf shrunk to 50 meters. So, the silver moon fierce wolf turned into a silver stream of light and appeared in front of them in the blink of an eye. Sonic. The reaction speed test in the dojo allowed LuoFeng to instantly determine that this silver moon fierce wolf speed was close to the speed of sound. LuoFeng's face changed greatly. In an instant he leaped like lightning and the silver moon fierce wolf leaped almost at the same time. With this leap, it reached a height of 20 to 30 meters. LuoFeng could even see the blurred face of the silver moon fierce wolf and its blood-red cold eyes under the speed of sound. His powerful spiritual force abruptly used on his alloy battle boots, causing LuoFeng to abruptly rise again and dodge the silver moon fierce wolf's claw attack. So what if your body can reach the speed of sound? No matter how fast you are, can you be faster than my throwing knives? The moment LuoFeng dodged the silver moon fierce wolf's claw attack, 6 throwing knives immediately flew out of his pants. The 6 throwing knives instantly turned into 6 flowing lights and surrounded the silver moon fierce wolf like a net. The silver moon fierce wolf has been in the wilderness for many years and has extremely high intelligence. With its speed, a human fighter can't dodge its attack in the air since they can't borrow any force. Only one type of person can continuously change directions and speed up in the air. Spirit readers. When the silver moon fierce wolf realized that the human fighter in front of it was a spirit reader, it couldn't help but to be shocked. But at this time the 6 throwing knives arrived like lightning. Howl, the silver moon fierce wolf howled. It couldn't change directions or speed up in the air. It could only fiercely twist its body and grab the throwing knives with its claws like lightning. At such a close distance, LuoFeng's reaction speed couldn't make the throwing knives dodge in time. Out of the 6 throwing knives, 2 were directly shot down. LuoFeng, who was in midair, let out a smile. Even though he shot out 6 throwing knives just now, in reality the current him could only guarantee that 2 throwing knives would be at their strongest. So the 6 throwing knives were just to confuse the silver moon fierce wolf. The ones that were truly vicious were 2 of the throwing knives. Hunter, you are the first commander-level monster to die by my hand, LuoFeng laughed. Out of the 4 originally agile throwing knives, 2 became powerless and the other 2 stabbed towards the silver moon fierce wolf's abdomen like lightning. The silver moon wolf had no leverage in midair. Although it was howling and attacking with its claws, the silver moon wolf was still unable to dodge. However, Pucci. The 2 throwing knives swiftly pierced through the already existing wounds and directly pierced into the body of the hunter, the silver moon fierce wolf. The internal organs of the silver moon fierce wolf were instantly turned into mush. All of the internal organs were crushed. The silver moon fierce wolf let out one last howl of anger and unwillingness before falling from midair. Thank you for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe and turn on the notifications so you won't miss any of our upcoming great videos.